Welcome back to Average is Average. I've decided to cut out the intro. I know it's like a cool professional podcaster thing to keep an intro, but I'm not a cool professional podcaster yet, so there's no reason for me to have an intro/outro. Just get straight into the business. I've been slacking on the videos here lately. The podcasts have been fine. Been slacking on like real videos though. I just uploaded a Fortnite one. Not very proud of it, but it's okay, and it's something, and it's what Anthony Jeselnik said. He's like, you got to get through the shit to get to the good stuff first. You got to work through all your shitty ideas to get to the good ones at the end. But the thing is, it's like, do I share my shitty ideas with the world, or would I keep them to myself until I have a good one? Then I have a good idea, and then 3 years later, it's awful. So I don't understand. I don't understand. There's cars honking. Don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm doing all right though. I had a stand-up comedy show, and it went very well. I was very nervous about it. There was rumors that the room wasn't good, and people didn't like the humor or whatever. But I ended up crushing. I was so nervous before the show that I threw up. I tried Popeye's new pickled chicken, and I had like a pickled chicken sandwich and like pickled chicken tenders, and I threw that all up right before the show. Show started at 6. It was like 5:52 when I threw up, and I looked in the mirror at 5:55, and my eyes were bloodshot, my face was red, my eyes were watery. There were still chunks and stuff coming out of my nose, and I was just like, I sat down on the toilet back, and I just like tried to calm myself down. I had a Pepto. I took a sip of some like ginger kombucha. This is before I threw up. I took a sip of the kombucha and the Pepto, and I threw up still. It didn't work. I don't know if that's anxiety. I don't know if that's nerves. I don't know what it is. It sucked, regardless of what it was. But I survived it, and I actually did very, very well. And I'm very proud of myself, so if you came to the show, thank you. None of you guys, I don't think, came to the show. So, what the heliante? It's a meme on TikTok right now. Let's see, what do we have written down? You guys doing all right today? I'm happy to be here. Here's one thing that people say, though. I know I did well at the stand-up comedy show, and I've done well in the past. And I know what that looks like, and I know what it feels like. When people come up to me after the show, they go like, keep on going. Don't stop. Keep practicing. I don't know if it's because I'm younger than most stand-up comedians. I don't know what it is. But it feels like an insult when they're like, keep trying. What the fuck does keep trying mean? That you didn't... I heard you fucking laugh. I saw you laughing at my jokes. I told a banger and you laughed at it. So why are you telling me to keep trying? I will keep trying, but not because you gave me permission to. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Little things that piss me off. Going down the list. Here we go. I don't know why I wrote this down. I wrote enlightenment in Las Vegas. I took a trip to Utah for camping and like Las Vegas and stuff. My stepdad took me, and it was like, I just farted. Could you hear that? Sorry. And I was going through a tough time in my life at the time, and I remember spitting bars ain't a crime. Lick a lemon, not a lime. Give me a quarter, not a dime. All right, we're done. But I remember we took a trip to Las Vegas, and like, I remember the intention of the trip for me was like, fresh start. Gonna come back home. Fresh start. I wasn't on my phone very much, and we camped and enjoyed the outdoors and saw beautiful sights, and like, I don't know. I watched that video back recently, the one that I posted, because I like vlogged during the time, and like, I'm not gonna go so far as to say I found enlightenment in Las Vegas and the other place, but dude, I mean, I definitely think that I shifted my mindset there. And I feel like, taking a little trip or something with an intention to change your mindset is incredibly useful. It worked, dude. I felt great. And I love that video so much. It's got a special place in my heart. And I used a bunch of great songs in that video. And I'm at a point in my YouTube career where I'm obviously not making any money from my videos. And I don't want to put copyrighted songs on there from the hope of, like, maybe this one will blow up and what if I can't earn commission from it. But the music really kind of made that Las Vegas vlog, and I just had so much fun making it, and it just kind of captured the feeling of where I was at that point in my life so well, and I think the music was a big part of that. And now I have to grapple with, like, not putting music in my videos or finding royalty-free music that is just buns. I don't know. I love having, like, a good outro song and a good soundtrack to my, vlogs and stuff. And I don't know. Maybe I should start doing that again because I'm not going to be making any money from this anytime soon. So I might as well make them good videos. Did I find enlightenment in Las Vegas? In my nirvana? I don't know. But I think I'm searching for enlightenment in my nirvana, and I think Las Vegas was like the first step for me. So there's that. What's next? Here is a little bit of an embarrassing story. I was in a public bathroom. Friends, I am convinced that I have IBS, which I think is called irritable bowel syndrome. And I mean, I'm just going to level with you guys. I do poop like 6 times a day on average, sometimes 8, sometimes 4, but most of the time it's like, 7. So I poop a lot. I've hit double digits before. And I think it's, a little bit of IBS, but mostly my coffee addiction. Like today, for instance, I've had a donut and a cup of coffee, and that's it. And the days I work, I consume 3 to 4 to 5 cups of coffee. I drink 2 cups of coffee pretty much a day, but they're very large cups of iced cold brew. So I think that probably equates to like, oh my God. On bad days, I'll drink 3 big cups of venti cold brews at Starbucks when I'm working. That's 900 milligrams. A cup of coffee is like 150, 200. I don't want to even do the math on that. It's going to make me sick to my freaking stomach. But anyways, I poop a lot. I was in a public bathroom. And I am, in the throes of it, taking my crap. And they're never good craps. I've had blood on my stool. I don't know if I'm going to cut that part out. Is that bad to say online? This is my digital footprint. Are my future employers going to know that? Shoot. Forget it. You know the Men in Black thing? Forget I said that. This whole story is probably one of those Men in Black stories where I need to jog, But this is a poop story. And I'm in the public bathroom. And I checked the toilet paper and there's none. I've been here before. I'm resourceful. What do you think I did? Do you think I pulled off my sock? Took my shirt off and did it? Been a man, used my hand? No. I used a bunch of toilet seat covers. Pulled out the toilet seat covers and did my business and, cleaned up actually pretty nice. And, that's my story. I cleaned up nice and it wasn't as good as a real wipe, but it was, not as bad as a leaf. It's a toilet seat cover. It's like paper. It's fine. That's bad. Should I talk about that? No. I'll tell you what I did see last night was a play. I took my girlfriend to watch a stage adaptation of Little Women. And I love Little Women. I think it's like I don't mean to say this in a negative way, but I think it explores like, the mundane. Not necessarily mundane, but like, not over the top. And it's just like a story about, 4 girls and like, them hanging out and shit and like, trials and tribulations of life. And like, I don't know, it's just so real and it's so good, and I love this story a lot, and I was really excited to get by the way, I'm like, felt like a phenomenal fucking boyfriend last night. I took my girlfriend, she had no idea what was happening. I said, clear your schedule for Wednesday, we're gonna go see a play. No, fuck, I'm so stupid. I said, clear your schedule on Wednesday, and I didn't tell her anything else. She was like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I'm not telling you. And we're like walking around town, or this town of Stanton. We established that we were in Stanton, and she was like, what are we doing? Whatever. And we were just like, let's take a walk. We got some dinner, and we took a walk afterwards, and like there was a huge line for the theater. And she's like, oh my God, that's super cool theater. And I just stopped, And she kept going, and I got myself in line. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, let's just check this out. And she's like, what's happening? And she got taken by surprise. We go and watch Little Women. And it was just so great. And I don't know, I feel such a deep connection with it just because it's like, I think it's, inherently a story about women, obviously. But to me, it's even more about a story about siblings, and the connection and the love that they feel for each other. And it's 4 siblings. And like, I grew up with 4 brothers, and then a little sister afterwards. And like, my connection with them is just so deep, and like I love them so much, and I don't know, it's hard not to get emotional watching Little Women, and for me, just because it's I make the connection with my family, and I just love it. I love my siblings, and I don't know, I'm so incredibly grateful. I work and I hear stories from my friends and people I don't know, and they're always talking about like, I hate my sister, I hate my brother. This happened, and I hear like, people I work with, and they're like, I haven't talked to my brother in like a year, and I hate him, he's my biggest enemy, and it's like, that's so foreign to me. I love my family so much, and nothing could ever make that waver. So I'm Little Women's awesome, and I'm a happy camper. That's the point of the story there. Dude, I bought a harmonica, as you guys know, and I played it 6 a.m. in front of my coworkers and the milkman who was delivering us milk. And that's another thing about the Little Women. It was like they played songs in between, like the acts. Like, they played at the beginning, they played a song after intermission. Like, I played a song throughout the whole thing, and like, there was these actors that could like, sing, dance, play violin, play harmonica, play the cello, play the trumpet. Like, they were so multi-talented, and I was just like, and I want to make it as an actor. I don't know if you guys know that. That's like my goal, is I want to be an actor one day. And I've acted in stuff. So I just want to act again. I want to make that my profession. That's my big goal. But then I saw these people, and I was like, holy shit. I remember being such an idiot. I remember sending an email to the Blackfriars, like, it's a Shakespearean theater, and I sent them an email like, are you guys looking for actors? Come on, man. What are you doing? I mean, I was just, like, I felt stupid after I sent the email. They added me to their email list. Like, we can tell you when our future shows are going to be. You should come, but, we don't want you as an actor. But I went, and I watched it play, and I just felt so stupid for sending an email wanting to be on their theater team. Because it's not like some little club. It's like legit. They put on shows, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And I wasn't going to be able to hang with the big dogs if I don't know, I think I could, but the singing and the dancing and the skills, the instrument skills were just, I don't know, out of this world. And the fact that they were so good at everything was like, damn, I felt like a failure, but not really. It was really, really good, and I felt good about it. But that's another thing that kind of goes into my next idea is, like, I bought a harmonica, I bought a guitar, I bought a piano, I bought, a knife for cooking, I bought, like, I'm not saying, like, I bought a bunch of, what I'm saying is, like, I want to do so much. And I hate that phrase, jack of all trades, master of none. And I'm worried that's what I'm turning into, because I want to do YouTube, but I want to do stand-up comedy, but I want to do an act. I want to be an actor. I want to be a professional chef. I want to be a writer. I want to be a musician. What do you want? What do you want? I love music. That doesn't mean I can be a musician. I can play a few chords and sing a few songs. That doesn't make me... What? I don't know. Sometimes I get manic and I'm like, I'm special and I'm different. And that's just not the case. And it's just like I'm trying to, I don't know, grapple with it. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm even talking about here, but I don't know. I'm worried that I haven't picked something. Because I want to do so much. And life is probably too short to do all of it. But then I see the fucking actors at the Playhouse, and they were doing it. They were playing all their instruments, singing all their songs, acting so well, and, you know, delivering the emotion, and it was awesome, man. It was just so awesome. And I don't know. It made me feel bad that I wasn't good, but it also made me feel good that, you know, maybe all these instruments that I'm trying to pick up isn't like the stupidest thing in the world. Maybe it will benefit me later. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just be a nice thing that I can do as a hobby. Play a little guitar, sing a little song. But I love it. I had such a great time. But it's bad though. Every 2 weeks I'm like, I want to write a book. I want to be famous on YouTube. It's just fucking whatever. I think I probably already talked about this recently, but like, I've heard this thing where it was like, dumb people are happier, and smart people are like unhappier statistically or something. And like, I think it's true. At least Sunny's cool. Do I look like a cool motherfucker? My crotch out. I need to get a new freaking setup, dude, because it's just like, at this, well, you know what I could do? Yeah, well, that's uncomfortable for me, but at least you guys can't see my wiener. I don't know if unhappy people are generally smarter, but I think what kills a lot of people is speculation. People overthink and speculate, and I guess it's said that dumb people don't do that as much, I guess. I don't know. But I've been trying to be happier lately over this last like year and a half, 2 years, and like, I don't know, I've kind of adopted a dumb mindset, and I don't know, I feel like it's worked out. I don't worry as much. I don't know, I kind of have a blind confidence that things will work out, because they just can't not, you know? I don't know. If you're smart, dumb yourself down a little bit, relax, and be stupid. Be happy. I don't know, you think so much, and it's like, what's the point of life, and like, what does all of it mean, and like, people looking at things analytically and stuff, and like, at the end of the day, we all die. Who cares? I don't know, I'm just a man with a podcast, traditional straight white man who's talking to the camera trying to sound profound, but I don't know. What's the point of life if not being happy? And if you're not happy, then I think everything you should do is searching for that. Like, everything you should be doing, you shouldn't be trying to save money, you shouldn't be, you know, worried about the future. You should be focused on getting happy. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm happy. I don't know. Here's something. Okay, let's see how much time I have left. I have like 10 minutes. Okay. Something that I have been talking about is like, something that I've struggled with is I really don't love loving things that people love. If that makes sense. That was a bad sentence. If something is popular, I am very likely to shit on it because it is popular. I won't probably say that, but I will, you know, shit on it inevitably because it is popular, whether that be known to whoever I'm talking to or not. And, you know, sometimes things are popular for a reason. And I think that's like I have a little cynic inside of me who loves to hate on something that is popular, and I want to be cool, I want to be niche, I want to listen to people who, you know, don't have many followers. I don't want to listen to pop stars. I don't want to watch movies that are, you know, Marvel movies. I still don't want to watch Marvel movies. Don't get it twisted. But I don't know, I'm so likely to hate on things that are popular, and I think I'm done. Because sometimes things are popular for a reason. And I think my girlfriend taught me that. Shout out girlfriend. But I don't know. I think it's such a waste of time to hate on something just in general. But to hate on something because people like it, it's like, what are you doing, man? I don't know. There's this guy, Role Model. I freaking love this shit. And he has this couple songs that I really enjoy, and they're very popular. And at first I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to like this because it sounds like people like this. But then I listened and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's okay. Maybe I can swallow my pride for just 1 minute and enjoy his fucking song without worrying about what people think of me for 1 fucking second. And I think at the end of the day, that's the answer to everything. I am probably worried about what people think of me, whether I like it or not. And I think I'm slowly peeling away the layers of that self-confidence and, what do you call it? Self-conscious or whatever? Slowly peeling away layers year in and year out. And I think I peeled a lot away junior year of high school, but I think I'm still slowly peeling it away and still slowly caring less and less and less about what people think about me, but it's still there. But I'm making progress, and I think that's what it's all. I've said that's what it's all about like 45 times during this podcast. That's what life is all about. Now, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm enjoying it, though. I'm enjoying life. Stand-up comedy. I don't know when my next show is. I don't have one yet. But I'm guessing it'll probably be semi-soon. I can maybe take this time to write some more jokes, focus more on YouTube, and really lock in. I lost my men's league basketball game last week. We were playing some good competition. I wanted the ball a little bit more, but I can't really complain when I'm not moving too much off the ball. I do it to myself. Oh, man. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I'm probably going to be working during it. I want to play tennis. I want to get outside and feel the fresh air on my skin. What else are we going to talk about here today? I'm not an owl. I'm not... Go save Riley! You guys know those two things? Two references? I just wrote those down. That's for no reason other than that. I said go save Riley at work yesterday, or the day before yesterday, like 45 times. I farted again. Smelled it. Doesn't smell good. I had hot wings recently, and I kind of found a little paradox. I'm not using that word correctly, but like, I thought this was interesting. You guys might enjoy this. You know, growing up, I'd always shit on boneless wings, you know? Like, what the fuck are you doing eating boneless wings? They're for children. I'm a grown man, saying this at like 10. Boneless wings are for children. They're just glorified chicken nuggets. They don't taste as good as the real traditional bone-in wings. And by the way, if you guys were curious, it's flats all day over drums. And there was a deal going on recently at like Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever, and it was for, there's a deal. Okay, let me backtrack. Growing up, always boneless, or always bone-in, always. Then I graduated, moved out, and I started eating boneless wings because, there was a deal at Buffalo Wild Wings for specifically boneless wings, and I enjoyed it, and it was good. And a couple nights ago, I had bone-in wings, again, for the first time in a while, instead of boneless. I had bone-in a couple nights ago. And I realized, like, as I'm growing up, I think I like boneless wings more. Just because, like, and it's like, and is that me age regressing or is that me growing up? Because it's like, yeah, they are a glorified chicken nugget. And yeah, they don't taste as good, but they're pretty close. And so much more convenient and so much less mess. And I cannot stand that mess that those wings make. Getting all over your fucking face and your hands and inside your nails. And it's like, I just want to eat and be clean and be done. And that's what I found myself here lately deciding is that, like, the biggest importance in my life, the biggest way I can assure something will get done is if it's convenient. And dude, I don't think I'm going to eat traditional wings again for a long, long time. Because boneless is just, I don't know. I think I'm too much of an old crotchety man to clean up that mess anymore. I'm not doing that. So is that me growing up or age regressing? You guys decide. Because boneless wings are inherently childish, but making a mess is also inherently childish. You tell me. I thought it was profound. It's clearly not. Last thing. Let's see. I got 5 minutes left. I wrote down, it says impulse control. I'm getting better, but I used to spend like a lot of money on food, and it sucks because it's like ads for food work on me. You know, you see a commercial and you're like, you know, you and your friends make fun of it, and it's like, why would I go and buy something because I see a commercial? Like, I'm not a fucking, you know, mindless little idiot who sees an advertisement and goes and buys it. Like, I have free will and I have control of my own life. I'm not gonna go and do that. But dude, you see a new freaking like Popeye's chicken sandwich on like a YouTube ad, and you see it and you're like, I know what I'm doing today, and I'm gonna look forward to it for the rest of the day until I eat it. Then I'm going to feel bad afterwards, but during eating, I'm going to feel great. And it's like, I feel like I'm as bad as an alcoholic or a drug addict when it comes to that shit. Because it feels so good when you eat it. You know, it's euphoric even. And then directly afterwards, you not only feel guilty for eating it, but you also feel gross because what you're eating is usually bullshit. And like, I don't know, coffee, this is like borderline ED, eating disorder, dad, if you don't know what that is, but this is borderline ED, and like, that I drink coffee and that kind of helps suppress my appetite a little bit, but like, I was at the coffee shop today and I was like, I'm just going to get coffee, and then I see like a cheese Danish and a berry Danish, and they're like, you can tell they're homemade, and you can tell they're big, and you can tell, and back in the day, like that's another thing that I would struggle with, Dad, if you're watching, is like, you know, growing up, we were kind of, you know, like, don't spend a lot of money on, like, if we're going out to eat, don't pick the most expensive thing on the menu, you know, get, you know, one of the cheaper options, or, you know, you're kind of being a dick, which is fair. But I kind of went the other end of the spectrum as soon as I moved out. I'd be like, why not? I'm making my own money. I'm making my own decisions. And it's like, I fucking flipped the spectrum. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to order 2 entrees and I'm going to eat it all. And if I go to the coffee shop and I see a berry Danish and a cheese Danish, I'm not going to choose. I'm going to get both and I'm going to eat it. And I'm going to eat whatever I want because, you know, growing up, it was, you know, just waters at the dinner table and just this at the dinner table. And I think that's like such a funny thing. And I'm kind of, you know, slowly reeling it back in. But, you know, I think it's kind of a funny thing. You know, kids grow up and their parents are incredibly strict and stuff. And they are kind of, a lot of strict parents don't let their kids drink, don't let their kids, you know, go out. It kind of ends up going the other way. And they kind of have, you know, I've seen a lot of drug addicts come from very, very good families and very, very strict parents. And it's just kind of weird how kids always go to the end of the other end, and it's like a drastic, you know, it's not just and I'm generalizing, and I'm obviously talking about the extreme situations, and those are easier to talk about than the little bits, but I don't know, I still think it's interesting. But back to impulse control, it's like I was walking past a pizza place on the way to the coffee shop, and I saw it's the Benny's place, and they have those slices that are like, you know, as big as 2 or 3 slices of pizza. And I'm like, I have at least $6 in my debit card. $6 slice. I go in there, eat a freaking slice of pizza. Then I go get my coffee. I don't know. I'm kind of now just telling myself no when it comes to those things, and kind of realizing that, like, number one, I need to save money. Number two, it's just probably not good for you. But for a while, it was just never no. Because I was finally living on my own. Why would I tell myself no? I'm a grown-up. I can eat 5 pieces of pizza if I fucking want to. Is my brain developing finally? Is my frontal cortex lobe or whatever finally there? I don't know. Am I washed? Am I an OG? Am I unk now? Am I unk status? I don't know, man. I think it's everything. Everything's bad a part of growing up. I don't know, man. Whatever. Impulse control's a lot harder late at night, too. You know, I love getting food late at night. Speaking of which, I want a burger. I need to eat a salad or something, man. Listen, I gotta go. I've been recording for, 30 minutes now? You know I always love doing this. If you guys are watching all the way here, it means you enjoyed too. Or you just lost a remote. Or whatever. But regardless, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys back here next week. I love doing these, so I'll be back if you're back. Alrighty, guys. Love you. Later.